Hey guys, this is DJW0071 with another talk on why naturalism, atheism is false, and why intelligent design is absolutely, without a doubt, 100% correct. And you atheists out there, you naturalists who believe that there is no God, you have a positive belief that God doesn't exist. You believe that we evolved from rocks. That we literally evolved from rocks and chemicals and lightning. You think about it like this. You have a mind that takes in a lot of sensory input. You see rocks and trees and sky and, things like stars and the sun and, all this stuff. You're taking in all this data and your mind is processing it. And you can have expressions, on naturalism. You should be able to have expressions related to that data that you're taking in. Just like a calculator, it's programmed to calculate numbers. So you're taking in data as numbers. You can make calculations and then show expressions of those calculations based on the information that you're taking in. Now, the human mind doesn't work like that because we have Inception that is outside of the sensory input box. As we're taking in information with our eyes and ears and touch and smell and taste, and any experience that we can have Inception ideas that are outside of that box. We think about things that are not necessarily a part of what we're taking in every day in this physical world. If there's no such thing as a spiritual reality, then why do we even talk about these things? Why is it that 90% of humanity believes in some kind of a spiritual reality? Why? If there's no such thing as spiritual reality, why are we even able to have the conversation about it? Because we're not taking in, if naturalism's true, we're not taking in any sensory input on spiritual things. We shouldn't be able to talk about it. We shouldn't even have that idea. It shouldn't even be an option for us. It's like, the movie Short Circuit, when Johnny Five is a robot who gets struck by lightning and becomes more personal. He starts making jokes and falling in love and telling stories and basically becomes a person. Because a person's a lot different from a robot, he starts acting outside of his programming, outside of what he's been programmed to do. And that's how human beings are. We act outside of our programming. On atheism, it should be survival of the fittest. It should be, anything related to our physical surroundings, things that our parents teach us, which they learned from their physical surroundings. We shouldn't even be able to talk about spiritual things, yet we do. Because why? Because God has put eternity in our heart, because God is real, because God's created us, and because we have an eternal spiritual soul. We are spiritual beings. So yes, we have spiritual conversations. We talk about spiritual realities, because there are such things as spiritual reality. We have a good place to anchor those things. There is a foundation for spiritual speech and spiritual conversation, because spiritual realities do exist. So you atheists out there, if God is real, you guys are fools. If he's real, you guys are fools. If he's not real, then I'm a fool. If God's not real, then Christians are fools. I'm willing to accept that. But if God is real, then atheists and naturalists are fools. And, it's clear to me that God is real. 8 years ago, I wasn't a Christian. I was a reprobate sinner. I basically lived the way I wanted to live. I was all about smoking pot, smoking cigarettes, drinking, sleeping around, doing whatever I wanted to do, until one day I asked Jesus Christ to heal me from my addiction, and he did. He healed me that day. That night, I went to work and didn't have any desire to smoke anymore. It was gone. Like someone just snatched it out of my heart. So what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to be skeptical in that situation where God healed my body and I'm walking around like I never smoked a cigarette in my entire life? Because you people out there who are addicts or used to be addicted to cigarettes, you know how hard it is to quit. You don't just walk away from it with no temptation, no desire for smoking at all. And that's how I was. 8 years ago, I had a brand new set of lungs. I had the temptation and the addiction for nicotine just got snatched right out of my heart in that hour. Like when I prayed, it happened. And then I just had a new outlook on life from there on out. Like, I knew that God was real at that point in my life. So that's my proof. I don't expect you guys to, like, I don't expect my story to be proof for you, but I'm just saying, I know God is real. I know He's real. Not because of these apologetics arguments. I love these arguments, and I think they're good evidence, but there's evidence that's even better than that. There's personal evidence waiting for you. And if you will have the guts to say, God, I want to believe in you. You know, if your son died on a cross for me, I want that. You know, I want to believe in that. If you have the guts to say that, God will show Himself to you. He will open Himself to you. But you need to come to Him and at least with some kind of faith. He who comes to God must believe that He exists. It's worth going out on a limb to find that God is real. And when you find out that God is real, it flips you for a loop. It changes your life. And you guys, you know, don't be fools for the rest of your lives. Don't flounder around without any belief. Because I'm telling you, it's like blinding yourself to the truth. Anyway, God bless. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Have a good day. Let's talk about it in the comments section.